Hello everyone, today my guest will do something spectacular, but before we go there, let me tell you about few things. Right, today's episode will be a little bit different. I will show you a tool, but I will talk mainly about the conferences. Because from previous episode, I had the opportunity to be on few of them. So first, starting with BitConf conference in Bydgoszcz. Very nice one, very interesting. We had quite a good topics there. I spoke about CI/CD. Unfortunately, the keynote wasn't that good, but well, it was good enough. So the conference was a very good one. The place was very good. There was a lot of people, which is not that, obvious in the city like Bydgoszcz. And yeah, I'm really happy that I was the part of this conference. Thank you for inviting me there. Hopefully next year I will speak there again. Another conference. Besides. So this is the series of conferences really around the world, but we have one in Krakow, and it is organized by a colleague of mine. It was the third edition. I spoke there 3 times already. My talk wasn't that popular this year, but anyway, I was speaking about SBOMs on AWS, how to do it there. It was quite good, I think, at least for those couple of people who joined. Anyway, very nice conference, very nice place, very nice people, and my mentee was there as well. So yeah, I'm really happy for her, and I'm looking forward to see her in the more events as well. Before I will go to the next conference, we had also as the CNCF chapter Krakow, we had a workshop which I led about public speaking, 3 hours of suffering of a couple of people. I'll be happy to repeat it. Right, now, today when I published this video, I already spoke really on All Day DevOps. So this is the conference which is global one, virtual one. It is the 8th edition, if I'm not mistaken, this year. I spoke on 4, great. And this time This time I talked about microinfrastructure. And if you didn't hear about that, no worries, I invented this a couple of months ago. So yeah. This is the approach which I found useful, and it came to my mind when I used to work on infrastructure as code maturity assessment in the previous company. And also that was the one factor, one trigger, and the second trigger was my interview with Luca Mezzarilla almost a year ago, I think, which I've done for my podcast. Luca Mezzarilla is a very important person in this world of micro frontends. So 2 + 2 is 5, you know the drill. Right. So this is about the conferences from past. Now, in the future, I will be doing some workshops. This workshop will be private one, so I will not tell much about this. I will do some recaps after reInvent, because yes, finally I'm going to reInvent. You will hear about reInvent from my guest a lot. And I'll be there together with Tameshi. So if any of you want to meet us there, be there. It was quite interesting because registration for the seats to specific activities, the talks, workshops, and so on, should be opened at 6 p.m. my time. 2 minutes before that time, some of sessions was completely drained. So they opened this reservation a couple of minutes before. I was lucky enough, I reserved almost all sessions I wanted to, probably 2 of them I missed, I think. But there is so many sessions and it's so hard to select. It's really the big event. Viktor will tell you about this a little bit more later, so I will not spoil the fun, but there will be a lot of sessions. I be on a couple of them. I was even able to reserve a seat on the all day long workshops, so I'm looking forward to it. And this will be almost the final event for me, because before reInvent I will be in KubeCon. I will be at KubeCon in Salt Lake City, so again a huge event, and I'll be there privately. So I will do recordings, I will walk around, I will talk to people. So if you want to talk with me and you want to be in this very popular YouTube channel, let me know. I'll be happy to talk with you. Before the KubeCon, there will be DevOps Days in Warsaw, which I co-organize. I'm happy to be part of the team who organize this event. I will be there as a Tameshi representative as well, so Tameshi will be there, so join us, because we have kind of very interesting competition and cool awards, so be there. And also together with Philip from Tameshi, I will have a talk about disaster recovery. And I think that's all for my appearances on the conferences. Of course, after the event, as I mentioned already, we will have recaps. So these are the events where people who generally were there gather together and talk with people about what is new in AWS world, what will be there, what was in the conference, what Werner Vogel said, because Werner Vogel is a very important person there, and so on and so on and so on. So we plan at this point a couple of them. So I think I will be here in Krakow, I will be in Gdańsk, and we will see where else. So this is the all stuff I have for the conferences. But now I have the announcement to make, because like few weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, something like that, I was selected, and I'm really happy because of that. I was selected as new Docker Captain. So this is another program which I am in. So right now I am AWS Community Builder, DevOps Institute Ambassador, and CD Foundation Ambassador, and I'm adding to this being a Docker Captain. So what Docker Captain program really is? It's the program focused on people who are not only like expert in the matter, so in the Docker, in the containerization, and so on and so on, but also talk a lot and present a lot of stuff related to Docker containerization, stuff like this. So I was selected together with my friend from previous company, Flavius. So I'm happy for you, Flavius. Thanks for and happy to see you there. And hopefully we will be able to do some great stuff for this program. I found already a lot of great people there, and I followed some of them already, so it's nothing new for me and nothing unexpected for me, and you know, I know the drill, like in 3 other programs, so I know how it works. So expect in this channel more stuff related to containerization, related to Docker especially. So yeah, and again, I'm really happy to be in this program, so finger crossed I will be there for longer. All right, so for this, what I have left is, well, generally CNCF Ambassador and AWS Hero, and I can die after that, or maybe not. All right, so that's for this stuff. In the tools section, I want to show you something what I recorded a little bit earlier. So you will not see me, you will hear me, and I'd like to present you very cool tool called Killercoda. One tool which is in the same time great and also in the same time very bad. I'm speaking about Killercoda, and let me explain very quickly why it might be bad. Because Killercoda is a platform allowing people to create trainings, interactive trainings, and as they allowed people to create those trainings, people are responsible for the quality and the content of those trainings. And now you understand, okay? Because unfortunately most of the trainings, most of the people are not good with creating content. Of course, I'm really happy that they are doing it. I encourage them to do that, but please also learn how to create proper content. All right, so here what you can see is the Killercoda, the landing page, and you can already see a couple of areas what type of technologies you can learn. And also what is quite interesting, you can find my trainings there, so you can see my Git training and also my Linux training. So this is the first training. This is the training for the people who want to start with Linux. There is this training is complete. It covers a lot of lessons, starting with what is LS, ending with more complicated stuff, and there is also a quiz on the end. Quite hard, I would say, or maybe not. It's up to you to tell me how hard this quiz was for you. And of course I have a second training for the Linux systems. It is more advanced, still under production. I know I didn't update it for many years at this point. Maybe not many years, but at least a lot of months. The second part of this Linux courses is of course more advanced, where I talk about, for example, how the booting process looks like, how to install stuff, and go a little bit deeper, not just doing the apt install, but what is behind all of this and things like that. And you can find here a lot of different trainings, starting with Kubernetes certification trainings, and so on and so on and so on. You can find also Ansible, you can find Grafana. A lot of different trainings is there, and this is the biggest power of this platform, because as you can see right now on the screen, when there is a text on the one side, okay, you have a console on the second side, and in this text you can put some commands which are executable. So you can click the command, and this command will be executed in this console in the second side of your screen, and you can immediately see what's going on, how this command works, what will happen when you run it, and so on and so on and so on. And of course, what is even better, this console is independent. You can run whatever you want there, or more or less, okay? You can run your own commands. So for example, in my training about creating soft or hard links, you can do something, install Nginx, for example, right? You can do it. So this is the power of this platform. And I really like the idea of this. It's not the new thing, because before we had platform called Killercoda, and I use this a lot in order to create trainings for my DevOps Academy at my time at EPAM. But then O'Reilly bought this platform and just killed it, and I was so angry. But lucky me, I found Killercoda. For the news section, I don't have much for today. I want to keep this episode very short because of the interview I have. I want really to make this interview the core part of this video. But I have few news. So we learned that Cloudflare successfully survived and mitigated the biggest DDoS attack ever. DDoS, so denial of service, so it is distributed denial of service. It means that a lot of, like, to give you a picture, a lot of computers attacks one component, right? So a lot of computers around the world attacks, for example, one internet shop or something like this. So Cloudflare and its CDN mitigated and survived the attack, and in the peak it was 3.8 terabits per second. Okay, so it was the biggest attack. I will not ask you to imagine the amount of data, because it's not imaginable very easily, but let me say you this, it was a lot. Right, there is a platform called Zimbra. I don't know how many of you are using it. I never heard about this, honestly speaking. But there was a critical vulnerability in that. It was noted under CVE 2024-45519, and this vulnerability allowed attackers to take the command of the server, right? And it was like exploited immediately after the 0 day was announced. So there is a patch already. Now I want to come back a little bit for the AWS part and to reinvent, because this is like one of the main topics for today. And there is a very interesting article about statistics, what kind of talks we have during the reinvent. And it's not the surprise that AI is very popular. It's not the surprise that AI won the competition. But what is sad in this, and yeah, it is sad, that 34% of all talks is about AI. And it is very visible. When you select your sessions which you are interested in, there is AI all the time. Okay, so now hint for you: if you want to speak on the conference, just write AI in your topic, you will be good. Of course, I'm kidding. So from my perspective, what is also interesting there, for DevOps and developer experience, we have 9% of talks, what means 214 to select from. For AI and machine learning, we have 820. So you'll see the difference, right? What is also interesting for Kubernetes, so the last most popular buzzword in our world before AI, we have 77 sessions only, which is 3%. This is very interesting. Probably Kubernetes is hidden somehow in the compute. For example, for compute we have 153 sessions, which is 6%, because EKS, so Elastic Kubernetes Service, is part of the compute offering. So maybe it is like that. For the security we have 10%, so it's 227. Another 10% is migration and modernization. What is interesting for me, and I should focus on this, because I work at Tameshis, where we do this stuff as well. And yeah, so this is like finding of the author of this article. Article is linked down below in the description. It's quite interesting, a little bit sad, but well, I can live with that. There is a lot of sessions still which are more interesting for me than AI. However, AI is a big part of what we do today, so there will be AI everywhere. So yeah, that it is what it is. But the point here is also, because this article provides also statistics for last 3 years, that AI is not something what was not present there. Because, for example, last year it was also the most popular one. Percentage was a little bit smaller, but it was also about 800 sessions. 2 years ago it was half of it, but still on top, right? And for DevOps we see like decreasing number of sessions. Sorry, but we have this AI boom still present, so we'll see what will happen next year. But the thing is that not all conferences want really to go into this AI hype, let's say. For example, at DevOps Days, we try to balance this. Of course, we need to have AI because this is the most popular topic right now. But we try to balance it, not to overload people with sessions about AI. Anyway, it is what it is. We'll see where it will go. Okay, I think that's all for the news session. I said to you that this will be very short. I keep my word here. Right, now the interview and the demo, which will be presented by my guest, Viktor Vedmich, who is a friend of mine. We used to work together at EPAM. I will tell everything during the interview, and he prepared for us something really big. All right, hello everyone. Today I have the opportunity, and I'm really happy to talk with you, Viktor, for the second time. First was like in my podcast, which is changed to videocast, and right now you are here again. And as I promised, we will have more technical discussion today than just discussion about community and so on and so on and so on. We are both a community people, but still there are things in the community which are interesting as well from the technical perspective. So, Viktor Vedmich, colleague of mine, friend of mine, I hope I can say that. We used to work together at EPAM for a couple of years. We did a couple of things together during some events, community stuff, and so on. Viktor now works for AWS, as you can already see, as a senior developer advocate, and is a big fan and big expert in the Kubernetes area and also Karpenter area. So this is something what we will talk today. But before we start with this, as we are closer and closer to reInvent, so let me ask you, Viktor, for one thing which probably you don't want to answer really, but what kind of news you expect during the event?
Good question.
I know.
What I'm expecting. So, my personal. So, if you look at the reInvent, we have a couple of keynotes, like 4 keynotes. The first one, it's Peter DeSantis. The second one from our new CEO, it will be Matt Garman. The third one, I expect it will be from our VP of generative AI, ML, all of the stuff, Swami. And the last one, but not least one, it's from Werner Vogel. So what I'm waiting for, first of all, Peter DeSantis. Every time Peter brings some amazing stuff. For example, from previous year, he announced about Aurora Limitless, and it's so impressed. Not like to say Aurora Limitless, blah blah blah. I was really impressed how we, to work. If we have a problem in AWS, how we think big. Because, for example, for Limitless, one of the key points to achieve this Limitless, because what's the problem with Aurora? It's a relation database, and when you work with a relation database, it's like what you can do. You can have like master node, for example, main node, where you just like write to this node, and then you have multiple of the read nodes. It's not a problem, but what if I want to have multiple write nodes at the same time?
Mm-hmm.
There is can be a problem, and how you can achieve it, because you need to make sure that when you write something in one node, it should be the same. Like it's you have some ID of your operation, and there is 4 approaches, and one of them it's time. So by default, for example, if you look at the time, it's NTP protocol, which is not very, I would say, have good performance, because the results of the NTP, it's 1 millisecond. And if you look at how many transactions you can have in only 500 transactions per second, it's not very good. And what we did, we did atomic times, separate network just to sync time, and now we can achieve 500,000 operations per second. So I really waiting for what will Peter bring on this reInvent. again, expected maybe some new database, maybe some new, some
Mhm.
amazing stuff, because every time Peter, like, I don't know, it's really, like, every time when I attend reInvent, I said, okay, we raised the bar last year, we bring amazing stuff. What will be in this year? New services, maybe new feature, maybe. But from Peter, some hardware, some interesting, because from other years, if we look at it, it's what's related to the network protocols and how we work with our backbone and achieve very good results from network perspective. It's like every time it's next level of performance. Let's see what Peter will bring to Keynote. Another super amazing person, it's Werner Vogel. He does like a show of his presentation, and he big fan of Matrix. Every time like new T-shirt, like for example today you see like with cut passwords. I also have another T-shirt, don't hate Kubernetes. uh, I was
I
not
love
able
it.
to find it now, but yeah, maybe next time if we'll have some other conversation, I will take this T-shirt. I don't know. I think he also will show something amazing and something super great stuff. I cannot say that Matt Garman and Swami will do some worse thing or bad thing. No. Just like for sure, it will be very big keynote, because especially from Matt Garman, because as you, I believe, know, we like have this transition from Adam to Matt in this year, and expected that Matt will deliver also amazing presentation, but not as usual as Vernal, because it's Vernal is a big show with very
Yes.
interesting announcement related to serverless, DevOps area, what's very familiar to me, and like it's, I can say it's one of the most interesting personally for me. Just one more time, just personally for me, not from AWS perspective. Yeah, what will be new? Who knows? I expected something new from Kubernetes, or maybe not Kubernetes, maybe containers. Who knows?
Mm.
Maybe some changes in Fargate, maybe some changes in EKS. I don't know. Like currently, the world is moving to generative AI, and we need to run inferentia on Kubernetes. And if we need to run inferentia, it means like we need GPU, but it can be not so cheap. I don't know. Let's see. Let's see what's what will be on reInvent.
Yeah, we will see it, and we'll
In
see
person,
what will happen.
are you going to be in person?
Yes, I'll be there for the first time, so I'll be there. Yeah.
It's amazing event. Like every time when people ask me what is a run event, I say like you have to be here at least one time in your life to understand what is the scale. Because when people say like AWS can scale infinitely, I would say you have to visit run event and see by your own eyes how many people can be in one place. You know, like my biggest, I would say. I super surprised when we have like a lunch during the event. It's like free food again. That's what we discussed before our podcast. And this canteen, it's so impressed because I was not able to see the last table. It's so big that you come in, and I don't know, if you want to go from one side to another one, it can take, I don't know, 20, 25 minutes.
Okay. That's a huge one. Yeah, so the biggest event I ever experienced was KubeCon. It was 13,000 people, and reInvent is much bigger. Right?
50, 60,000 people at the same time. It's crazy.
And a lot of steps done, right? During
My
the days.
recommendation, if you are going to be the dentist, for me, because I am a AWS employee, I'm not able to visit sessions. It's our rules, customer obsessed. Highly recommend to spend your time with chat talks, with workshops, with what will not be available after, because most of the breakout sessions will be recorded. And so you can watch them after that, but you have to visit my breakout session. One breakout session, mine.
You'll have it. You got
and
it.
other
I'll be there. I'll be there for sure. And yes, the goal is to talk with as many people from AWS as possible to, to meet new people, to create new contacts, and to learn as much as possible. That's the goal. So we'll see how it will go. Okay. So reinvent. This is one thing. This is something what I'm looking forward to. Really, it will be quite hard end of the year for me. I mean, busy year, maybe
Busy.
not hard, but busy because
Busy.
KubeCon, then DevOps days, and then reinvent. So yeah, it will be interesting. However, I'm looking forward for it, and I'd like to ask you also about one thing related to how AWS is looking on. I have to mention the community because we both are the community people, right?
Mhm.
How AWS is looking on the community, because AWS is doing a lot of things related to community. For example, I am the community builder. There is a hero programs. There is a couple of other programs. There are things like Cloud Day, right? We had in Poland like 2 weeks ago or something like that, which
Mhm.
is generally free event. So how AWS thinks about community? Why it is so important? Because it is important for AWS, I think, at least.
Yeah, for sure, it's very important. So I would say, so let me maybe make some step back. Who I am. I am developer advocate from AWS. Currently, our whole organization is called not like developer relationship. It's part of bigger organization. We currently call like developer experience. And from our perspective, as usual, it's like also if we look at Amazon, not AWS, we have leadership principles, and one of them is customer obsessed. So for us, it's so important to listen to your feedbacks and how you can have these feedbacks. Of course, you can chat, like one by one with some bigger customers, but it's only one of the customer. What can combine the voice of many customers at the same time, especially from different regions, because different regions, different economy, different products, different needs, I would say, and only one way how you can do it, it's a community. So for our organization, developer experience inside an AWS community, I would say one of the most top priority. For that reason, we have so many different programs and support community as much as we can. And it's a little bit in size, but in next year, I hope we'll see bigger involvement and place how we can collaborate and combine worldwide the whole community. I 100% agree that local community, like based in some city, country, when we're speaking the same language, it's very important. But what's the value also from the community that you can speak and collaborate with other people and also in makes an impact on product from AWS. That's what I hope we will see in 2025 more, because currently AWS Heroes has big voice and impact with feedbacks on service teams related to what we are doing, how we do it. And I know, like, not a big secret, Marcus from Munich, AWS Hero just bring a lot of on the table to service team, because he cover like he's CTO, not CTO, but chief AWS officer, something like that. So big position in his own company, but at the same time he bring, like, he's a voice from Germany to the whole AWS and say many very important stuff. What you as a day-to-day developer and have like challenges, you see opportunity to improve some services. It's what I expected we will see more in 2025. More involvement with community, and definitely we will contribute and like invest more time and money to community for sure. Just like it's very important. Why? One of the most important part, like I said, feedback. Another one, it's scaling. That's it's very difficult to teach people other, but through the community you can do it by yourself. Like, I mean, in community, you can combine together in small groups or ask questions from other engineers, developers, DevOps, I don't know, cloud engineers, SRE guys, and so on, and share this experience. Community is the best way how you can share your knowledge and learn some new stuff. For that reason, for AWS community, it's very, very, very important.
So who am I to not agree with you here? All right. So coming back to your T-shirt, I see there is a cat, right? I saw that your cat walking somewhere before we started, and I also have cat on my T-shirt. So
okay. This is my cat. I mean, like my cat. He's almost all of the time together with Bee, try to help me. Not bother him.
Beautiful one. Okay, so folks, now we will go in a minute to the more maybe more interesting part. So Viktor is kind enough to share with us some stuff about EKS and Karpenter, and there will be a presentation, there will be a demo, and this demo and presentation is a separate video which will be linked somewhere there. You know the drill. And now we finish this part for the video cast. So thank you very much, Viktor, for this part, and we see each other in the separate video. So this was the intro part for the full interview and demo sessions. Link to the full video, full interview and the demos presented by Viktor you can find there, and also in the description. It is part of my interview playlist, so go there and look at it. That's it for today. I don't know how the next episode will look for this videocast. Maybe I will record something semi-live from KubeCon, because this will be the time. We'll see. Anyway, see you in the next video.